Welcome to the spoiler zone. Today, we dive into a gripping story about an old man, a young boy, and an unlikely bond that changes both their lives forever. A story of redemption, friendship, and sacrifice. Stay with me till the end to find out what this masterpiece is called. Our story begins with Walt Kowalski, a grizzled, bitter war veteran who has just buried his wife. Alone in a neighborhood he no longer recognizes, he spends his days drinking beer, growling at his immigrant neighbors, and clutching onto the past. His most prized possession? A pristine 1972 Gran Torino, polished to perfection. But deep inside, Walt carries a lifetime of guilt from his past as a soldier in the Korean War, memories he tries to bury with every insult and cold stare. But one night, his world collides with Tao, a timid Hmong teenager who lives next door. Under pressure from his gangster cousin, Tao is forced to steal Walt's Gran Torino as part of an initiation. The plan fails miserably when Walt catches him red-handed, shotgun in hand. What follows is an awkward confrontation, and Walt, disgusted by the whole situation, wants nothing to do with Tao or his family. But fate has other plans. After the botched robbery, Tao's family insists that he work for Walt to make amends. Reluctantly, Walt agrees, making the boy do household chores. But as time passes, he sees something in Tao, a lost, directionless kid in need of guidance. Slowly, the grumpy old man begins teaching him how to fix things, how to stand up for himself, and how to be a man of respect. He even helps Tao land a job, steering him away from the dangerous gang that lurks in the shadows. But the gang doesn't take rejection lightly. They beat Tao, threaten his family, and refuse to let him go. Then, things take a tragic turn. They attack Tao's sister, Sue, brutally assaulting her as a warning. This is the moment Walt snaps. The man who once vowed to stay out of trouble now sees no other choice. He prepares for battle, gifting Tao his old army gear and locking him in the basement to keep him out of harm's way. Walt has made up his mind, this ends tonight. Armed with nothing but his wits, Walt marches straight to the gang's house. Standing in front of them, he provokes them, taunts them, making them believe he's reaching for a gun. And then, it happens. The gang unleashes a storm of bullets, killing Walt on the spot. But as the dust settles, the truth emerges. Walt never had a gun. His sacrifice was deliberate. With dozens of witnesses watching, the gang members are arrested, and their reign of terror ends. Walt's death wasn't in vain, it was his final act of redemption. This powerful tale is none other than Gran Torino, a film that teaches us that change is possible, even in the most unlikely hearts. That redemption is real. And that sometimes, the greatest sacrifices aren't made with weapons, but with wisdom. So, what can we learn from Gran Torino? First, that people can change, no matter how old or set in their ways they seem. Second, that true strength isn't about fighting, it's about knowing when not to fight. And finally, that sometimes, family isn't about blood, it's about the people who stand by you when it matters most. Walt started out as a man full of anger and regret, but in the end, he found peace by protecting the future of a boy who was once his enemy. Now, if you're wondering whether you should watch Gran Torino, here's my recommendation. I give this movie a solid 9 out of 10. It's powerful, emotional, and a must-watch for anyone who loves deep, meaningful stories. Definitely worth your time. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like and subscribe for more amazing stories. And tell me, what did you think of Gran Torino? Drop a comment below. See you in the next one, right here on the Spoiler Zone.